Alright, here we go. Plan. Don't even think. Now, for those of you who don't play Don't Even Think, it's a lot like Fortnite. Almost in everything. But it's less comical. Not very comical. You know, not cartoony or whatever. More serious, I guess. And the goal is jump out of the plane and then look for supplies on the ground. And supplies, you want to get food. Food will help you stay warm. And you want to get guns. Lots of them. Now you can only carry 2 rifles or shotgun, whatever, one of each, and you get a revolver. Now note that the revolver can't be used with anything other than silver bullets. Silver bullets are like a need for werewolves. You can kill them without silver bullets, but it's just going to take a lot of ammo to put one of them down. And the weapons are graded in color. So you got different colors, orange being the strongest, purple being higher than blue, and blue being better than green. Green being like, you know, newbie or whatever you want to call it. So not a very good weapon. And then you got food. As I explained before, you need food to stay warm. You got bread that keeps you better warm, like it'll increase your warmth better. And you got apples, which are the least. You almost need to eat them like repeatedly to get anywhere. That's how fast it drains the heat from you. And meat, which is the best. Now, there's different strategies you can use. You can use to avoid people in firefights. Of course, you get points if you take them on. And you also should stick together as a team. So like we jumped a little late, me and Perfect Willow and Zombie 8, my Jessa. I'm Elite Chevalier, and I put a waypoint on. Hopefully my teammates converge on that waypoint. You can just pull up the map by hitting the big square button on your controller, pull the map, and then move around your joystick and find a place to put your cursor on and press X. And it should put a mark on there for everyone to see, on your team that is, and what your intentions are is getting there. And you want to kind of do it together, because if you meet up with other teams, you know, especially if they're playing as a team, they're probably gonna kill you if you're by yourself, you know. And then there's also armor. Armor is another big deal. You want lots and lots of armor. Can't stress that enough. There's helmets, which of course protects your head. And there's body armor, which protects, of course, your body. Now, every time you get to a weapon cache, you'll have you go up to it, you hold box, it opens it up the menu. Remember, if you already have a weapon and you hit box button to grab the next weapon, it will automatically put your weapon in its place. So you don't be like me and keep hitting the box button thinking that you're getting a different weapon. Pay attention, scroll down and get off that weapon. Save yourself a lot of unnecessary grief. And then you want, like I said, you want the best weapons and you want the ammo. Ammo's a must. Ammo's a must. Food is a must, because it's going to get cold and you're going to freeze. And if you're in groups, it makes it a little easier to hold things off. And you can press X to exit that menu, because I noticed, like, if you walk away from it, if you walk away from the menu, it's still on your menu. So like you still can pull it, you can still grab weapons, and you don't want to do that if you're trying to do something else. Give you a real pain. Now, one of my buddies just got killed. I don't know by what. They took him out completely. Might be a werewolf, so I'm gonna lay down and just wait it out. Oh, that's a werewolf. Okay, now, the werewolves have a bunch of special powers. They can sprint really far and fast, and it'll last for a little bit. And, that being the case, you want to steer clear of them, especially if you don't have silver bullets. I mean, they'll tear you apart. And they feed. Every time they feed, they get stronger. The more bodies they feed on, the more special abilities. So they have the ability to sprint. They have the ability to do this like Hulk smash. And then they have the nose. They can sniff you out, like see you almost like a radar. And they also have the howl. I'm not sure what the howl does. I think other than to scare the bejesus out of you, I think it also attracts the other werewolves and lets you know their location. That's just me. I've never really played as the werewolf. And you want fire. Fire's a big deal. Okay, like my buddy just opened up a fire. He has one in the cabin. Now, if you're in the cabin, the entire cabin is going to reduce the cold meter, which is above your screen. It actually shows fire and your weapons and all that stuff. And below that's your health. After you lose so much warmth, you start getting affected by health. And as that depletes, you can use a med pack, which is also on your screen. And that will restore you to full health. The apples you can get off trees, but you're going to find bread and meat located in weapon caches with your weapons and your armor. All that stuff's going to be in one box. Now, I noticed that I have never seen silver bullets in a weapon cache, but I have seen them from drops from airplanes. So that's cool. And there's a little bit of strategy in all this. Like, if you get a campfire, okay? You get a campfire, that's cool. You can sit beside it and warm yourself up. But, look at this. I have to watch out all around me, because there's no walls and there's nothing to keep me from getting killed. Whereas if you're in a cabin, you are shielded a little bit and maybe a little bit hidden, but the overall you're going to be seen because it gives off smoke out the chimney, which can be seen further away. And burn barrels, I would say, are the least, because they don't offer any shelter. At least when you're with the campfire, there's like a little lean-to shelter, and I think that might increase the distance of the warmth in the overall shelter. But the cabins are the best for getting warm. They'll keep you warm, and they have a further vicinity to stay warm in. Grab lots of ammo, and remember, if you get a different weapon and you walk away, like if I was to swap one of my weapons here with a different weapon down there, it's going to take it and empty it out of all the shells. And I've had that happen numerous times with opponents where I was in the middle of a firefight, forgot to load up, and then I'm like, oh, I don't have any bullets. Oh, let's reload. Yeah, not the best time to reload. Possibly the worst time to reload. Now, the other thing you got to do is, the other objective is, you got to get out of this place, and sticking together as a team is a good idea. I don't know if my guy can hear me, but sticking together as a team is a good idea. We lost one guy because they decided, like, oh, I'm Mr. Hotshot and I can go off and do whatever I want. He's dead now, so congratulations. And you want to get out of here, and you would like to see your whole team make it, but that's a little bit hard to do. It's not the easiest thing. And you got to get these datas, and they show up as they look like little holograms almost. Oh, there we go, some body armor. And they show up as holograms, and they look kind of like something from like Star Wars. And when you get them, you release the lock, and it downsizes the map. Like it doesn't make the map quite so big. If you see here on my map, you notice that there's gray on the outer side of that map, and that means that we already found a data collection, and it's narrowed down the location of the helicopter. And there's only a couple of helipads, so you know it's helpful. Now I don't think you have to get them all, but if you're away from them, oh, here we go, a helmet. Not a great helmet, but it'll have to do. And see, I'm gonna start taking health. Your health will also replenish if you start getting cold. It'll start to replenish if you get into the warmth. Your health should start to go up as well. And I know that it does do that whenever you're in the cabin. It should do that in any fire. If your health gets too low, you can use the medipack to do it. Now see how my health is going down? I might need to get my heat all the way back up in order for it to be again. So we'll see what happens here. See, I'm still in the cold, so it's still depleting. Now I'm getting out of the cold. And the fire's slowly warming me up. That's great news. After it gets full, I should get my health back. I could always eat something and increase my cold thing. My cold damage. So right there we go. Now my health starts going up and I'm near a fire. So that's something to remember. Very useful. Now, if you notice that the map got even shorter, so we need one more. We need one more data location. And once we get that, we will have the location of the helicopter. And getting to the helicopter isn't always that hard. Because the werewolves are out there. I don't think they know how the map has changed. So you might have the added benefit of them not being around. And also, the more you wait them out, the more other teammates are going to take them out. So, like, I think you start out with 8 teams, 3 to a team. I might have mentioned this earlier, but yeah. So we're getting in there right now. We got 1 werewolf left. We got 5 other players. There's 2 of me. There's 2 of us on this team here. So we're almost guessing. Oh, there's 4. So there's probably only 2 other players left on a team, or there's just 2 one-player teams. Now, me and Perfect Willow here, we should be able to fend off a werewolf. It shouldn't be that hard for us to kill a werewolf. But the problem is, when we get to the helicopter, we're gonna get to the helipad, and it's gonna tell you. I believe it tells you to open the flare up when you're there. And when you get there, you set the flare off, and the flare looks like a mortar, almost like if you ever seen like a mortar tube for a firework. It looks like that, like a big cannon. And you gotta go over to it. You set it off, and then there's a little bit of a wait time before the helicopter gets there. And on top of that, the helicopter only gets 3 passengers, so only 3 people can live. And you can either come together as a team, or you might be like 2 different individuals. You'd be like, okay, I seen that guy get on. I really don't care that he got on there. And then join him later. And you could always help each other out, not being on a team. So that would be like a smart thing to do. See how we thought we might have been going in there, but the helipad's all the way over here. So if we were sticking inside the map, we would have a bit further to go. And the other problem is, when you get on the helicopter pad, you'll sit beside this ladder and you'll wait to get on the helicopter. Sounds simple, right? But the problem is, you gotta hold the box button down, and it does this load thing, which means you're pretty vulnerable to every sort of attack in the whole planet. You can't fight back what's happening. And it really sucks, because you think they would have been like, okay, well, why don't you climb the ladder, give them a moving target. No, 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 no. Can't do that. Can't do that at all. We're just going to have you stand there like a box of rocks and just take it like a man. So health is okay. Right there's the werewolf. We see him. Me and my teammate do. We might even try to wait this out. Let the other crew take on the werewolf, and then we'll move in. I think that would be the best thing to do if my teammate isn't trying to take pot shots at it. Please don't take pot shots at the werewolf. We don't feel like being in the way. Okay, right there with the flare. Do you see that? Now the helicopter extraction pad's coming. There's probably 2 guys to each team, without a doubt. And they're going to be waiting by the helipad. But the problem is, like I said, they're going to lower that ladder. And they're going to be vulnerable to everything. So we can bide our time almost and just take them out one by one if we really wanted to. I mean, nothing really stopping us. We do have that werewolf to contend with. He is going to be a pain in the rear. Now, if we all fought him, we'd only have to worry about one of us not getting through. But I don't see everyone playing nice and getting to this helipad without some difficulty. In fact, I'm a little surprised I haven't run into anyone just yet. I'm really surprised about that. Here it comes. Here comes the helicopter. It's landed. So we're keeping an eye out. Gotta remember, we're getting cold at the same time. Okay, here's the helicopter. So we're gonna... Some people try to bum rush this thing. And they forget. They're gonna have to stand there and wait it out. Now, some guy had to be... Okay. Perfect Willow got over. Maybe the werewolf left. Who knows? I'm gonna try and get up there. See what happens. Maybe. Maybe. Alright, success. There we go, people. That was a pretty good game, but it involved a lot of dodging, not really playing. Alright. I hope you liked the video.